Champy, come here. It's not simple to say that most days I don't recognize me, that these shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be. I was never attention sweet center. I still remember that girl. She's imperfect, but she tried. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She's lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine. And it's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through the back door and carves out a person, makes you believe it's all true. Now I've got you. It's not what I asked for. Oh, good Lord, good people. It is Wednesday. What are we going to do tonight? We're going to talk about something. Intentionality. We're going to talk about inspiration. We're going to talk about intent. Yeah, well, this was called the AI Learning Lab, and I was hoping that we could learn about our artificial intelligence tools. I understood that there would be lessons. I excuse me. I was hoping there would be lessons about artificial intelligence. It's not simple to say. The most days I don't recognize me, that these shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. We might just sing songs. We might talk about a tool. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about TikTok's algorithm because I'm all pissed off at it. Yeah, no, we got 6 people. So here's a question. Are AI tools using us, or are we using them? Doesn't mean it cause you any sorrow. Didn't mean it cause you any pain. Only one more time to see you laughing. Only want to see you laughing in that purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. See you laughing in that purple rain. Mary, what's happening? What's shaking? What's going down? Princess Afshi is here. Didn't realize we had princesses, real life princesses. I'm ugly and in need of AI to beautify me. We can do that. We can definitely do that. When we first started, I was on GPT daily. Now I use it twice weekly at best. Interesting. People are having the machines use us people. That's interesting. You know, it's funny. I am in a philosophical I'm in a philosophical exploration, I guess is the best way to put it. And I'm thinking a lot about here's a weird challenge for this channel. Well, for me, for this channel, probably for people watching it, I'm finally be able to make videos, and I look horrible and sort of do cameos. Okay, so here's what you do, EPI. Take one of your shitty pictures, or just take one of your photos, go to Gemini, and then have it put you in a bunch of different images. Go to ChatGPT, have it put you in a bunch of images. Go to Ideogram, have it put you in a bunch of images, and then go to Midjourney and use its character reference if you've got licenses to those. Just go to a bunch of different image generators that you can upload a character reference to. And then just tell it to make you different kinds of characters. Like, make me a cowboy, make me a whatever, James Bond, make me a, right? And somewhere in there, it'll make a version of you that's like the better looking version of you. Like what I experience is it either makes me like square jawed, chisel jawed, model-rific, or I'm like 400 pounds and just tubblard. And there doesn't seem to be much in between. It'll occasionally make something that looks kind of like me, and I'm like, well, that's disappointing. so just go to some other tools, and then once you have that set, then you can go back and use that to go back to Sora and use that as your thing. Oh, although no, sorry, you've got to record the video. Okay, so here's what you need to do. Film yourself from above your eye line. Make sure the camera's above your eye line, not shooting up from below. If you're holding your phone down here and shooting up, it'll make your bottom of your head look bigger. So go from your eyes down. Get yourself in good lighting. So maybe outside in the shade. Or do it inside where you've got some side light so it creates some definition on your face. You could go the theatrical makeup route. Give yourself chiseled things. Or just accept that you're ugly and Sora's going to fuck you up. That's the other way, is to surrender to your God-given talents. Oh, man. Anyway, what I was saying is because I'm in this philosophical deep dive, like I've just been in there, like I've got a lot I'm thinking about, and I've got a lot I'm thinking about with AI. And I took most of the year of 2025 to be in kind of a transition year. And it was transitioning from what this channel used to be, what I used to talk about, what the salon used to be, what I want it to be. So I've been thinking a lot this year about what is the next phase of AI for me, for the community, just in general, for society. We talked about 2025 being a year when the tools would get good enough that, you couldn't really tell them apart from reality. I think we're close. I think if you use these tools with any regularity, there's still a lot of jank in it. But if you've got someone who really knows how to prompt and really knows how to curate images and really knows how to edit and really knows how to write, you can get these tools to do some pretty remarkable stuff. I think next year is the year where AI kind of escapes the browser. And so we're gonna have a lot more to do with agents and agents doing stuff on our behalf, and long, complicated chains of creation that we're not involved in. Like, we'll kick it off and it will go do shit. And then we've got to tell it if it's good or not. I think there's still going to be that next year, but it's like next year's going to get weird. And so that's just next year. And then I go 3 years out, and it's like all the tools do everything really well, and the agents chain them together really well, and they'll just go off and do work, and they can just anything we want, for the most part, it will go off and do. And so as I kind of play out to 5 years, our job, if we're going to be doing shit in AI, is going to have nothing to do with the tool. It's going to have all to do with you. Like, what are your goals? What are your inspirations? What are your tastes? Who do you want to have an impact on? Do you want to be a star? Do you want to make a difference for underprivileged kids in your neighborhood? Like there's no wrong answer, right? It's what people get passionate about. Like Brandon put together this life after snap ChatGPT. He's a sweet guy. He saw that there was a pending challenge coming and that people might be looking for resources and struggling. And so he thought, oh, I know I can put this together. And technically, what he did was he got some data and put it into a GPT and wrote some code, wrote some system instructions, not code, but English as code. And it helps people find resources. But because he's him, he did it in such a way that it's got compassion and it's got empathy. And when someone says, hey, I'm struggling here, I need help, it doesn't just say, here's your list of resources. Like a Google search, it says, hey, I'm sorry to hear that. That's really rough. We're gonna get you through this. And so why that thing has some specialness to it is not just the intent, not just his ability to code it and know how to do that, and that you can do that, but his ability to take who he is and what his values are and layer them in there. And those are the things, those little touches are going to be the things that rise people's work above the noise. TikTok pin. Compassion coded. Yeah. I would say that GPT is a reflection of Brandon, right? It's a reflection of who he is. And I know you're here, Brandon. I'm talking about you as if you're not here. But why that puts me in a quandary right now is there's still a lot to learn. There's still a lot of tools to learn. There's still a lot of things to keep up with. I can't keep up with them anymore. You can't keep up with them anymore. TikTok question. Whatever happened to emotional support pie? Yeah, well, I forget what the number was. OpenAI put out a report on how people are using ChatGPT, and a significant percentage of people use ChatGPT for some sort of therapy and emotional support. So it's a huge use case of these large language models is emotional support, to the point that OpenAI developed a specific model that if ChatGPT senses that you are, going off the rails, becoming a danger to yourself or others, it actually routes you to a custom trained model for for dealing with that. So, they recognize that this is something they're going to have to deal with. But I think when you have an entity that responds with compassion, responds with empathy, human beings are just naturally going to anthropomorphize this thing that is increasingly human. New TikTok questions. Are AI trusted with too much information? Yes. Just like Google and Facebook are trusted with too much of our personal data, but they gave us those things for free. So we just said, oh, yeah, you can have my stuff. That's what's happening with the large language models. They're taking not only our data, but, our deepest thoughts and our medical conditions and our deepest whatever journal entries and processing them and ingesting them. And so, so the answer is yes. But then my question back to you is that going to make you not use it? And I think the answer, according to 700 or 800 million weekly users of ChatGPT, is nah, I'll just keep using it. we're in a very weird data reality. And the weird data reality is this. All the bitching about AI data safety Dear diary, today Kyle answered my question. Exactly. And at some point, I'll be in there talking about it, and like my quote will come back to me. Your quote about me will come back to me. Bend the arc, right? Well, yeah, I mean, to a degree, like the okay. So where I want to take the conversation in this channel really is about bending the arc, right? It really is about the model making companies are going to do what they're going to do. And we can have all sorts of conversations about, are they using our data poorly or rightly or whatever? Did they train them unethically or ethically? Those are all choices we can make. But in the end, we're going to have whatever tools we're going to have. And people are not going to not use AI. Some will, but increasingly people are going to use AI. And so the tools are going to have the biases in them. The tools are going to have the inequities in them. The tools are going to have the imperfections in them. Even when they're super good, they're going to have stuff. But we get to choose how we use them. Right? We get to choose. Brandon got to choose that he wanted to code that thing in such a way that it gave whoever was using it some peace in the middle of what's got to be fucking terrifying. I can't feed my kids. I guess I'll go to this fucking ChatGPT thing that I read about. Fucking assholes. Fucking technologists. And they go in there and they find after, what is it? After the snap? After snap? Help after snap. They go into that thing and they like click a button that says, I lost my snap benefits. And its response is, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's got to be really tough. Huh? You're used to computers responding like that, right? And so where Brandon has naturally evolved in his use of AI is that he's kind of internalized the capability to the point that he can just be him. And then something comes up and he's like, I want to make a game for my kid that they just invented on the beach, or I want to illustrate a book with them, or I want to help them write a song, or I want to write this snap thing. He can just be in the world and kind of have his intentionality and go, okay, I'm going to turn that into something now because I'm nimble enough with these AI tools to be able to do that. And I think that pivot from I want to use ChatGPT, which is a tool-led conversation, to I've got these values. I see this thing in the world I want to affect in some way. And now I'm going to figure out which of these AI tools or not AI tools I'm going to stitch together to go solve that problem. That's a human-led approach. What I'm struggling with is I don't know how to do both. I don't know how to talk about the human-led stuff without it sounding like some sort of mamby-pamby Tony Robbins self-help course. But in the end, each of us being conscious and intentional first. What am I trying to do in the world? What do I want to do? I want to survive. I want to provide for my family. I want to inspire people. I want to entertain people, whatever the thing is. And then we figure out which tools can we use. How do we apply them? Wait, this is not an AI self-help session? It totally is. Tony Robbins has such charisma. I met Tony Robbins. I plead the fifth. Becky Rue. Listen, man, he's figured some shit out. That man, more power to him. He got my money in the '90s. Who are we talking to today? I was talking to someone today. Might have been Daisy. Might have been Lunastick. In one of our management meetings for the salon today. Was talking about the energy that we had in the early days of the salon when it was just a Discord channel and everyone was in there and there was like a frothiness about it. And she was like, how do we get back to that? How do we get back to that energy? And I don't think we can. I think that energy was the energy of ChatGPT launched, and it was this thing that was unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. And so there was the positive equivalent of a panic. Oh my God, we got to figure this out. We got to figure everything out about it. And then it quickly went from, this is just 3.5. Wait till you hear about 4. And you're like, 4? 4 is going to be so much better. And it was literally like, like we were a bunch of like piranhas, like just chomping at any knowledge that came out. And now we've got a dozen or 20, 25 large language models, open source and commercial and specialized ones and research ones. We've got all these different things and they're all really fucking good. And at this point, we're all cynical. We're not like, because it's like, they're good enough. They're good enough. Is it going to be remarkable when they're better? Maybe. Maybe not. We don't know. But that intensity of those early days, for one thing, it's not sustainable because it's all an adrenaline response, right? It's all cortisol going, you better keep up with this or you're going to be obliterated. And now we're 3 years in and we haven't been obliterated. Like, it's starting to cost jobs. But we're also, certainly in this group, more educated, more thoughtful. Hey, how do I share your YouTube link on an iPhone? You go to the YouTube app, the YouTube link. I don't know. I know how to share a video. Oh, it's just click share from the player. Yeah, but that shares a video. If you want to share my channel, it's at learninglab-AI. So someone can just go to YouTube and type in at learninglab-AI, and that'll share my YouTube channel. How many of us, slept at the beginning? We were just creating. Yeah, I remember, Corey, I remember one night I woke up at 4 a.m. with an idea. What was it? Was it an app idea? No, because vibe coding wasn't a thing yet. Maybe it was a business idea. But I woke up at 4 a.m. I'm like, I gotta do this. And I flipped open my computer. I could barely focus on it because it was 4 a.m. And I'm like in ChatGPT or wherever I was, Midjourney or something like that. I don't know what I just remember distinctly waking up and having that. So that phase of the AI rollout, the generative AI rollout, like that's gone. That's never coming back. We'll never have that intensity again. There was a magicalness to it. there was some magic to it. It was super intense. And I think that carried us for maybe a year and a half. And now we're in November. So November 30th is going to be 3 years. And this year, shit's gotten real. Like, I'm a little, not shook, I'm a little blown away that the music industry seems to be in real time shifting from we'll never use those devil tools to yeah, it's a tool you can use in production. You know, Universal Music Group just bought Udio. Well, they had a lawsuit, they sued them, and then probably settled for we won't put you in jail if you just give us your technology and let us determine the rules. Which, by the way, on Udio, once they made that announcement, you could no longer download your songs. And then Monday, for 48 hours, they turned on downloads, and then they turned it off, I guess, Tuesday night. I went in there Monday after they turned it on, and I went and I looked at all my songs that I had created in Udio. And I thought, do I really want to download all these? And I was like, no, I don't care. I don't fucking care. I hadn't built a career around it. And I didn't download a single song. I'm like, fuck it. I don't care. Like, what's going to happen is what's going to happen. I'm using Suno more than I'm using Udio right now. I also, I reached out to producer.ai, which used to be called Refusion. And I said, hey, you know, let me into your creative partner program because my community deserves to be for me to be able to demo this. So Producer just added a video creator. So you can create songs within it, and then you can just turn that song into a music video. I don't know how good it is, but they got back to me and said they were going to give me some of that. Mary, Corey Sandler, I have some sourdough starter questions. That's fantastic. Teton Todd, me neither. No downloads. This is good. This is good. There's like a gray market of sourdough starter like little modules that are being transacted off to the side here. That's solid. I like it. I approve. Anyway. Oh man. Oh, it's like a new love affair. You get that energy once. Yeah. When ChatGPT first came out, it was this infatuation, right? And that energy lasts how long it lasts. And I feel like we authentically were like high like that for probably a year and 3 months, right? And here's how I'll mark it. November 30th, 22 is when ChatGPT comes out. April of 23 is when GPT-4 comes out. November of 23 is when custom GPTs come out, right? And 4 came out and it got better and better over the summer. And then in November, custom GPTs came out. We did GPT for Good the last weekend in December 2023. And that was where we had all that energy, all that excitement about GPTs. And then over the next 4 to 6 months, when it became clear that the GPT store wasn't going to be the next big thing, our adrenaline and our attention started to wane, right? And it was just the first sort of realization of like, oh, this is now a thing, and they're making business decisions, and that thing we were promised wasn't there, and the thing we were excited about as a community wasn't there. So that's a pretty long love affair, right? A year and 4 months, a year and 6 months to have that infatuation there. And then the rest of that year was them sort of making promises and stuff not really being there. And then this year has been a lot about just every single tool. Like this year, I would describe as everyone's copying everyone. Basically, OpenAI is still leading the charge in terms of what their models do, how their models work. And then they come out with something. And then every other frontier company, including all the Chinese ones, 2 months later, come into parity with what OpenAI launched. So this whole year has been, they launched something, 7 or 8 or 10 different other things launched something. It's happening across the music companies, it's happening across the image companies, it's happening across the video companies, it's happening across the large language models. They're all just sort of battling for supremacy, but all still sitting behind OpenAI, which I find remarkable. You could argue that Google and Gemini have kind of caught up, but I would argue that it's still OpenAI launching things that are leading the conversation, and Google is either sort of launching at the same time with something similar, or shortly after they launch it, as good or slightly better. But OpenAI is still leading the conversation. So we're just in a different phase. We're in a more mature phase. And so this is where I come back to, I don't quite know what to talk about. Because there's a part of me that's like, the tools are irrelevant. It really doesn't fucking matter. Because they're going to change and they're going to get autonomous, and we're not going to need to babysit them as much as we do now. But we still need to babysit them. Like right now, they're still shitty and we still need to babysit them. So I should be talking about tools to some degree here. But I don't know. That's the quandary I'm in. I asked ChatGPT just now, and it told me the account is just shy of 147 weeks old. That's cool. And how many? Wait. Yeah, that's 3 years. That's right. Lyle, maybe for Gen Pop, but as a developer, the tools matter a lot, so long as it needs a human in the loop. Well, but I don't know that. I don't know if you're in San Francisco or not. I don't know if your buddies in San Francisco would agree with you, so long as there's a human in the loop. I don't think they share that same goal. I think their goal is, let's make these tools so good that you don't need a human in the loop. And that's where I think they're headed. Now, will we get there in the next 5 years? I don't know. But we'll probably get pretty close, if not there. So I've been with ChatGPT a long time. Yeah, that's good, Brandon. I'll get to that. Another thing that I've been thinking a lot about is, where does inspiration come from with this AI stuff? Because in the olden timey days, 3 years ago, in the olden timey days, you would get inspired by whatever, life, some crazy ass thought you had. You heard a song and smelled a banana pie and some new idea came to you. And then you would either take something that you were good at and express that idea through something that you had talent at, or you would say, oh God, I had an idea for a painting, but I don't know anything about art. But I got to make this painting, so I'm going to go back to art school. Right? I have a vision for macrame. I'm going to get my degree in fiber arts from Parsons. And then you would go off for 2 years and you would learn about fibers and how to stitch them together and hang them on a wall. Every time I see a fiber art piece, I'm like, at some point, someone's going to have to dust that fucking thing, and that's going to be a nightmare. It's the only thing I think when I see fiber art. It's just like, that's going to be a lot of dust. That thing's going to be full. But we now live in this world where we've got these tools that are these instant manifestors and these instant reflectors. And so you can go from So wait, let's stick with the olden timey days. So if I had an idea in the olden timey days, even if I had talents and skills, I'd say, okay, I've got some vision for a picture I want to make. And then I would go out in the world with a camera or a phone, and I would take a picture of some leaves, and then I would come back and I would load it into Photoshop, and then I would fuck around with the color tables, and I would, layer that on top of two other images, and I would put the eyes where the leaves were, and the tree where the trunk was, and the dog with the dit and the dit, right? And I would there was a manifestation process, a creative process to get an idea out of your head, that the idea had to be strong enough to survive the gauntlet of execution. There's a new phrase, the gauntlet of execution. I don't know if you're still on here, Andy, but gauntlet of execution. That's a good one. In my speeches, I say inspiration and motivation can only come from focusing forward. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. Although I would argue a lot of songs are written about focusing backwards. I got in my pickup truck. I saw the note on the seat. She said she ain't coming back, and now I gotta pee. But anyway, back to ideas and inspiration and where it comes from. So you have some idea, and in the olden timey days, the gauntlet of execution was a kind of filter. It was a kind of filter that said, I'm not going to take ideas that I don't really resonate with, because if I have an idea and I don't really resonate with it, and then I enter the gauntlet of execution and I'm like, I don't feel like going outside and taking that picture. Well, then that idea wasn't strong enough, right? It wasn't strong enough to overcome the resistance. And a lot of artists would argue that resistance is required for great creative or for great work. That overcoming the challenge is how you get to good work. Now we live in a world where I can have that idea and I can just literally barf it into ChatGPT or Midjourney or Suno, and squit, out comes a produced work, right? I want an epic poem about stupid idea. There's an epic poem written in iambic pentameter, right? And so I think you could argue that there's a cost to instant manifestation, which is ideas can get out of your head that aren't strong enough, quite frankly, to survive the gauntlet of execution. But there's another side to it, which is this, and this happens on this channel regularly. If you're here at this channel on a regular basis, this happens a lot. Sometimes the inspiration doesn't come from me. Sometimes I'm just like, I have no inspiration. I'm like, oh God, I'm doing a live. I just told these people I'd show them how to make a song. I don't have a fucking idea. And so I'll go into ChatGPT and I'll literally type in, I don't have a fucking idea. Give me 20. And it will. And then somewhere in those 20 ideas, like Weird Mary happened like this. I was like, I came up with some nonsensical prompt that was like, give me something with twisted this and something that. And then it spit out a bunch of names, and I was reading through the names, and one of the names was Weird Mary from Cedar Hill. And before that happens, someone comments something like we jive. It's like jazz. It's totally like jazz. Actually, jazz music, that's a really good point. Jazz music is the closest thing we have in the non-AI world to what I'm talking about. right? Jazz is absolutely that, where the musicians are masters enough of their craft. When jazz musicians are in flow, they're not thinking about anything. Everything is just a reaction. And so now we can do that with ideation. And that's what happens in brainstorming sessions, by the way, when you get connected people that have complementary skills in a room together, and they're throwing out ideas, stupid idea back, stupid idea out, interesting idea back. Oh, that inspires this. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, now there's a good idea. Oh, that's a great idea. And then everyone pounces around the great idea. So that's what happens in brainstorming. That's kind of like jazz. But we now have a thing in our computer where we can do that back and forth without anyone else being in the room. And you can get to something quite amazing. Like the Weird Mary thing, it was like it came up with that name, and I was like, that name's really interesting. Let's go write some lyrics. And now let's go to Suno and like, what would that song sound like? And then we were all kind of jamming, throwing ideas together, and that turned into that crazy thing. So the idea of inspiration right now, I think, is even changing. And maybe part of a daily practice might be every day start with a non-idea and keep bouncing it back and forth with AI until it gives you a good idea. So basically put a bunch of shitty ideas into AI of some form and jam with it until something interesting comes back. That might be interesting. Looks like we got Ann Murphy in the house. What's happening, Ann Murphy? Ann Murphy and I had a really fun. We wrapped up season 0 of the AI Readiness podcast today. It was good just to talk live with you again. So good to see you. Speaking of Ann Murphy, December 26th and 27th. If you've heard this before, go warm up your nachos because they're getting soggy. I told you not to put the canned cheese on them. I tell you every week, but you insist because you're white trash and we know it. AI Festivus is this remarkable thing we did last year that we're going to do again this year. Last year we had 2 weeks from the time we conceived it until the time we launched it, and this year we have 2 months, and it's already been conceived. So having that much time is probably not good. But we had a really good meeting today about it. It happens on Friday and Saturday between Christmas and New Year's, or whatever other celebration you do. It's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific, so noon to noon Eastern. And you're like, wait a minute, 9 to 9? That's 12 hours. I'm like, yeah, that's Friday. And then we take a 12-hour nap, and we come back Saturday morning and go from 9 to 9 again. So it's 24 one-hour sessions over 2 days with remarkably generous speakers that come and give their time to teach anyone who wants to come. So my request is this: jot down the times and start thinking about who in your life you want to bring to that. And also start thinking about this: what are the communities that you think should know about it? Do you know anyone in the press? Like, do you know anyone who knows people in magazines or TV? Because what struck me is, Ann and I were talking today, is like, we don't brag enough about these remarkable communities we're a part of. And one of my missions in 2026 is to knock that shit off and start getting us some visibility, because it's a really remarkable community and not enough people know about it. So if you know anyone, please reach out to producer Brandon or Vicky Baptiste or myself or Ann Murphy, whoever you know, and just let us know who we should be talking to get more people there. All right. Will you have marketing material? We will. So right now, Jeannie, if you go to the website's going to be the same as it was last year, which is aifestivus.com. Right now, it's still got the last year's stuff on it. So that'll be updated at some point here. It's coming. That's fine. But you can just bookmark that site. So at some point it'll be updated. But if you want to see who was there last year and who the speakers were, it's really a remarkable event. G&G on YouTube asked about Perplexity at the start of the show. We can go play with Perplexity. Let's see. The easiest way to learn is to play. Ask Perplexity what it can do. You'll be reading for a while. The Gauntlet of Execution, I'll have to add that one to the list. Who's that? That was Andy Good. Do you know anyone who can work with me? I'm so lost. So J&G, here's the deal. I can work with you right now. Tell me where you're lost, and we'll go play. J&G, one of the things you want to do, if you haven't, Brandon, if you could pop up the Salon website on the TV machine. If you go to community.thesalon.ai, join the community. Go in and introduce yourself and go check out the spaces there. You need to hang out with the people that hang out on this channel. So one thing to do is just keep coming back to this. If you're feeling lost right now, you're in the perfect place. I know this is one of those. I'm telling you, man, this channel's getting like a fucking self-help guru channel. You're exactly where you need to be, J&G. Here's the deal, J&G. We're all lost, okay? Nobody has the answers. But but that's actually the answer. Right now, everyone is lost. In fact, when you said earlier, can someone help me go to Perplexity and figure this out? My immediate response is, I haven't been to Perplexity in long enough that I know I don't know how to use it right now. And I used to demo it all the time, nightly. Hey, Marge. Yeah, that Perplexity, is that just go there and use it? All right. Yeah. No, I haven't used it. They moved everything. Yeah. No, I know you're watching the wheel. Do you want some more Cheese Whiz? No, you're good? All right. Yeah. Marge is sweet. So if you're feeling lost, and you want to get good at AI, embrace this feeling. Because here's the thing. I know I sound like I'm being flippant. I'm not. Well, no, I am. But it's out of, I'm laughing at the process right now. If you want to be decent at AI, it's a daily practice. You kind of have to just build into your life. Okay, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. I'm gonna be in a place of not knowing anything, and I'm just gonna go play. I'm just gonna go play, and I'm gonna take off. I think one of the things that could be driving anxiety in you is wanting to accomplish a specific task and not knowing how to use the tools. The tools are weird. And so one of the things we talk about in the AI Salon, in fact, Brandon, if you could put up my share screen, we call it the cycle of AI readiness. And it's this idea of play first, create excellence, and generously lead. The reason to start with play is that if you just start with thinking about using a computer how we've historically used them, which is I'm going to take the processes that I have and I'm going to use this computer to make those processes more efficient. That's where a lot of people start. So they start down this very narrow lane of automations or efficiency. The problem with that, with generative AI, is that generative AI can do so many things that are not just the thing you know. It can do all these things outside of what you know. Like all those gaps that you have in your knowledge and skill base. You got 2 or 3 at the center that you're really good at these things, and then you're sort of good at these things, and then you're kind of crappy at these things, and then all the ones out here you're just shitty at, right? That's every human being. Well, AI is really good at all the things. And so what playing looks like is you can go do stuff but you can also go to areas of your life where you're not good and just see what it can do over there. And you're like, oh, it can do that. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And so just playing is just about sort of finding your way in the dark, literally just playing until you start to figure out where the boundaries are and you start to figure out what's possible. And then create excellence is you take what you learn when you've been playing, and now you can say, okay, now based on everything I've learned, what do I want to do? Do you want to just still automate that thing? Great, then go automate the shit out of that thing. But maybe what you want to do is you want to automate that and then do 2 or 3 other things that make that even better. And then generously lead is talk about what you're learning. Share what you've created, good or bad. Hey, I tried to make this thing and it was a steaming pile of poop, but here it is. That lets people know, it establishes you as someone who's thinking critically and creatively about how to learn and master AI. And so what I would encourage you to do is keep playing like that. Becky Rue, third post. Using ChatGPT to track, help doctors discover something, slowing the healing journey. Yeah, great. Yeah, a lot of people right now are they're dealing with, especially when it comes to chronic disease, chronic pain, chronic illness, or hard to diagnose issues. A lot of people are finding ChatGPT augmenting the medical community, shall we say. Hey, doc, have you run any tests on this particular thing? Oh, what'd you do? ChatGPT? All right, I'll run the test. Oh, turns out ChatGPT was right. There's a lot of that going on. All right, I don't know if P&G is still here because I've been talking to them for a while, or J&G. J&G, you still here? Because I would like to be able to go play with a specific question you have. Play with AI the same way you play with the guitar. Well, you know what's funny, Weaver, is like right now, lately, I have been playing with AI the way I play my guitar, which is I haven't written a new song in a while. I haven't learned a new song in a while. And I'm the same way with AI right now. Like I kind of have my lanes of the shit I know how to do. Yeah, it's fascinating hearing people talk about I use ChatGPT every day, multiple times a day, and now I use it like twice a week. Yeah, that feels familiar. But again, like everything keeps circling back to, I think we need to spend more time on really articulating what are your values? Like, what are you trying to do in the world? What difference are you trying to make? I've been asking AI forums to teach me according to my personality. It's kind of funny. That's good. I'm so happy to be answering all of my internal questions against the cascade. Hard to know your value. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking life, isn't it? I talk about this every fucking day. I think Andy's probably tired of hearing it at this point. Oh my God. My doc asked me if I minded if she took notes with AI. Do I mind? No. I want you to take advice from AI, doc. Even though J&G is not here anymore, or it's possible that our comments just stopped. Would someone on YouTube post a comment? We only have 26 people there. I love it, man. It's been so long that people haven't got to internalize how absolutely badass we are. AI, explore Perplexity AI. Okay. Let's jump over. By the way, this is the GPT that Brandon created. If you know anyone that is at risk of losing SNAP benefits, the GPT that he created is called Help After SNAP. This is the one that has got this warmness to it, this empathy and compassion to it, and will actually help find local services based on where someone is. Posting a comment for you, texting, link in community feed and salon. Okay, so if you go to the AI salon down the left-hand side, there's an area called community. The second link there is called community feed, and the link to that custom GPT is in there. Okay, let's go to Perplexity. Perplexity AI. Perplexity spaces. Create a space. I guess that's like a project. Didn't they have pages? Download the Comet browser. Comet and Perplexity Pro are free for a year with PayPal. Which, how do you do that again? You go to PayPal and then click on offers, and then you connect it to Perplexity, and they'll give you a year. And I think Venmo is doing this also. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about what Perplexity is. So Perplexity is like ChatGPT, but unlike ChatGPT, they decided to make research and web searching a core part of the large language model experience. So one of the things that's fun to do with Perplexity is research things. So let's see. I'd like to know the history of peanut brittle and toffee. Tofefi. Okay. So, oh, look. And there it goes. So, cocoa and heart. So, there's the answer. Peanut brittle. Oh, that was fast. Is it still? Yeah, okay. So, it's off doing research. And let's see. Can I turn this into a page? Does it still have pages? Upgrade to max. Create projects from scratch. Search. Huh. I don't. One of my favorite features, it looks like they killed. I wonder if that's what's called spaces. Quick, let's make a Gemma slideshow about it. You used to be able to turn this into like a magazine article. Markdown docs. For Pro, it's $20 a month. Ask Perplexity. That's funny. I should. How do I go back? Oh. Let's see. Doesn't Perplexity as a feature have a feature called pages? It might be, I guess Pages might be, although it says I have a pro account. Personalization. Account preferences. Didn't I call this? Didn't I predict this? That I would come to Perplexity and not know how to use it? Oh my God. Gemini is working hard on competing with Gamma in the presentation space. Becky Rue. Also, apparently, Imagine 4 is the image app to beat. Use it for creating and Nano Banana for editing. Yeah, and I hear Nano Banana 2.0 is coming out. And apparently November 18th is Gemini 3.
Hey,
Nano Banana. Yeah.
So I'm on the Perplexity Pages Help Center, reading the instruction manual because one of us asked you.
Yeah.
And it's saying that if you enter any prompt, you watch your page take shape with a comprehensive draft. Then you can customize the content, tweak the formatting, and add multimedia elements to make it uniquely yours. So apparently it is just...
Its responses just became pages.
Yes. And I think spaces is the new kind of pages.
Oh, really? Create a space. But I used to have a bunch of pages. I wonder if they're gone. It ate all my stuff. Let's see. Discover for you. So this is dynamic news generation based on my preferences. That's kind of cool. Finance. Yeah, actually,
if you hover over the home, you should be able to access your library.
Media, apps.
Is it possible that you had a different account?
Nope. That's my account. Although it's possible, I don't know.
That's about as much troubleshooting as I can offer.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks. Here's a really good lesson. I'm giving you a good lesson right now. Here's the good lesson. If you don't use a tool regularly, don't assume that you know how it works. If you've got a channel that where you've established yourself as an expert who knows how shit works, don't go to a tool you haven't been to in 6 months. You're welcome. All right, fuck it. We're not building anything tonight. Could you talk about the tools? Apparently, no. Apparently, the answer is no, I can't. I think that I am. I think here's what I'm clear about. I'm clear that this week, my brain is not in a place where I can do anything productive. Although I would argue that figuring out what the fuck we're doing with our humanity is pretty fucking productive. I'm going to crack this nut. I really am. I'm going to crack what it means to be a professional who is AI literate in this world. And I'm determined to crack a way to make it easy for us as a community to know what to do. Well, what makes you think you can do that, Mr. Smarty Pants? I don't know. Because I'm passionate about it. You're passionate about pumpkin varieties. I'm passionate about humanity using new technology as tools for self-expression. If anyone has any ideas, I would love to hear them. You can take a peek at more Eloises in practice. Oh, that's cool. In the practice area. I will definitely do that. Perplexity AI demo. Ask about features. No, I'm not talking to AI tonight. I'm pissed off that they took away the one thing I used to like to demo that is gone, and all of my things that I made in it are gone. So I'm cranky. Fuck Perplexity. I'm gonna get into the producer AI creative partner program, and then we're gonna start making movies. Oh, in irregulars. They are my practice, but in irregulars. All right, let's go look at Corey's Eloise pitches. Eloise pitches. AI Learning Lab. Oh, here they are. Eloise is thriving. Nice. So, Corey, what was the can I just go right? Yeah. These are great. Oh, I'm not sharing them, am I? So these are from Corey Sandler. So Corey Sandler, if you don't know, she's an amazing artist and musician and chef, cook, chef, someone who makes food lovingly. Makes beautiful pottery. So if you go to CoreySandlerPottery.com, I think, or CoreySandler.com, I guess she's got both, is my guess. And she does work with AI that's just very, very thoughtful and very. When we were all teaching each other how to use these tools and how we use the tools, Corey was one of those people that when she shared her, like how she did what she did, it just blew me away because she would sort of get an image that I would think would be so beautiful that it didn't need refinement, and then she would just dig and dig and dig and dig and just run deep, 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 deep down these sort of creative refinements. And so I guess she's doing that again now with Eloise, this lovely lass. It's very cool. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Silver Fox, loving producer AI. Yeah, producer AI is really cool. It really is. It really is a groovy thing. It's a groovy. It's groovy, I tell ya. Oh. Just. So what are your top 5 nowadays? ChatGPT, still at the top. Suno for music, Midjourney for images, Midjourney for video. I think the Sora app and the little cameos are quite fun. I think they're good entertainment when I do them. For voice, I use Cartesia. For avatar animation, I use Hedra, Hedra. For coding, I use Lovable, but I don't do a lot of coding. And to be fair to myself, I haven't really taken the time to learn Cursor or one of the more robust ones because I just don't have the patience for it. So I tend to make kind of throwaway apps in Lovable right now. But that's okay. I feel like Lovable apps to me right now feel like the coding equivalent of what do they call them? Casual games. You know, on your iPhone, those stupid games where you just like shoot a basketball into a hoop endlessly There's no game loop. It's literally just near. Those kind of games. I feel like that's what lovable app development is. It's just like you sort of make this thing that's like it's fine, and then you just move on. And I know there's other ways to use it. That's how I use it right now. The one that I am, I'm trying to think of the ones that I'm really impressed by recently. GenSpark for me is one that I find very impressive. Producer.ai I find really impressive, just because it's a chat interface to music. You can just talk to it kind of like you're talking to a producer, hence the name, or that you are the producer. I think that the Gemini suite of products are getting really good. So Gemini.google.com, AIstudio.google.com. Their vibe coding app is really good. Labs.google.com has a bunch of really cool tools you can go play with. That's where Notebook LM came out of. Notebook LM is one that I use. So my top 5, what was that? 15? My top 5 is the top 15. Top 15. I'm hooked on the GenSpark browser. I haven't even played with the GenSpark browser. That's a whole nother area. There's a whole other area that I have not gotten my head around. And that's AI browsers. So you've got Perplexity Comet, you've got the GenSpark browser, you've got the OpenAI browser, you've got, who else has got one? Well, Google has one called Chrome. GPT Online browser has serious security issues right now. Yeah, I know. All of them do. What are you kidding me? They all have serious security issues right now. It's just, I said this the other night. I feel like if you were alive in the 90s, there was like a 4-year period where CD-ROM development was all the rage. And everyone's like, you got to get into CD-ROMs, man. And all the publishing companies were getting into CD-ROMs, and all the B2B data companies were getting into CD-ROMs. We've put the national directory of popcorn manufacturers on a CD-ROM. We put it on with a fancy interface where you click on little popcorn kernels. We think it's quite innovative. And then the internet came along and just, it was like this weird phase, right? I feel like that's where we are with AI right now. We're in this weird phase where we're putting a lot of time into building things on tools that aren't going to exist. And not only tools that aren't going to exist, but like mechanisms of delivery that aren't going to exist. It's just going to be this weird flash in the pan moment. So I don't know. Even college textbooks come on sinking CD-ROMs. Exactly. Remember that? It used to be 17 volumes that took up the back of a Volkswagen minibus, and now it's on 2 CD-ROMs. Now on 7 shiny CD-ROMs. And there were games and art museums on CD-ROMs. I remember feeling like I was a little late. I had missed the CD-ROM party, and I was just making these stupid websites because HTML sucks so bad. And then and HTML got a little bit better, and the browsers got better, and CD-ROMs just went poof. They were just gone. It was like amazing. Like 1996, 97, they were just done. Amazing. Anyway. And how you fix your toilet with CD-ROMs, exactly. Yeah, all those Macromedia Flash animations, how to do things, how to fix your car, how to fix your toilet. That's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna leave. Listen. One of my pet peeves, and one of the things that I tell you guys all the time, is no apologies. But I am feeling a wee tad underwhelming in what I'm delivering here, because I'm trying to figure some shit out, and so I think that's boring. So if I've been boring for the past 3 nights, sorry, my head hurts. I'm trying to figure shit out, and I'm telling you, I will come out of the other side. At some point, I'll crack the code on this fucking thing, and we're gonna start having fun in here. But I don't know what it looks like yet. So that's just that we're in the uncomfortable, unknowing part of life tonight. So I'm not going to apologize for it. But if it's been a little boring, keep hanging out. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up. And here's let me share something with you. From my own personal life. I used to love watching David Letterman. Like I watched it every fucking night. I would memorize the stupid pet tricks and the stupid human tricks and all the shit that he would do. I knew all the guests. I knew all the bits. I knew his timing. And one of the things that I like best about Letterman, when I thought he was his funniest, was when he was bombing. So when David Letterman was not being funny and the audience didn't get what he was doing, there was something about it. And I'm not presuming that I'm anywhere near there. But if we can find joy in the shitty episodes, the good ones are just even better. Letterman and then Craig Ferguson. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Craig Ferguson was hilarious. He was great. I think he was a very underrated late night talk show host. He was great. If I look at like reruns of talk show hosts, it's Letterman and Craig Ferguson are the ones that I really like. They're the ones that hold up for me. So anyway. All right. I'm out. Peace out. Tomorrow's Thursday. Festivus is coming. I don't think I have anything for you. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? Today's Wednesday. Yes. Did I get that right? Hella friggin' Luya. All right. Da, 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 da. I feel like one of those TVs, the old tube TVs from the 60s where you'd turn them off and the picture would go like, bzzz, and it would just slowly shrink down to the little white dot, and then the white dot would just go, bzzz. That's what I feel like I'm doing tonight. I'm just like, bzzz, bzzz. Good night. Oh, good Lord.